It's the calm before another storm. Tonight is your last night to prepare for a lot of wind, rain, and then rain to fall on snow. And it comes as people are still digging out in the foothills and the Sierra, and the threat of roofs collapsing is still growing. And we start with our Alicia Machado out in Nevada City. Echo Ridge Christian School, they already lost their roof. Take a look.
Thankfully, no one was inside the building when the roof came crashing down. The weight of all this snow that's accumulated here, when combined with the rain, was just too much for the roof to handle. You can see the impacts when you walk into the main entrance. A basketball hoop used in this gym now on the floor, and outside an even bigger mess to clean up. This gym acted as a multi-purpose room where students at this pre-K through 8th grade school would go for PE, music, and cooking classes. And it also housed the library. No one was at the school during the time of the collapse, but this is what the administration returned to.
The roof came in and the walls went out. So it is a total loss.
The school says they are in contact with their insurance to come out and assess the damage. The gym is located in a separate building from the main school, so none of the classrooms were damaged. Students will be able to return to school during the assessment and rebuilding period.
And we're seeing these roof collapses in El Dorado County, too. We were at Apple Mills Storage in Camino just yesterday, hours before snow brought the roof in. And people there tell us that RVs, boats, and trailers that are stored there are totaled. So let's go ahead and get things over to Monica here, taking a look at our weather. We keep saying it, prepare, prepare, prepare.
Right, so more rain on top of snow, all coming in from this brewing winter weather system that is right now in the Pacific, gaining steam and a lot of warmth. It's all the way close to Hawaii, with the main impacts being rain, snow, travel, and flooding. Wind will also play a factor in there as well. Wind advisory goes up at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That will take us through much of Friday, with wind gusts in the valley up to 50 miles per hour and over 70 miles per hour in the Sierra. Down lower, we've got that flood watch in effect below 4,000 feet, with street flooding, creeks and streams flooding, as well as the potential for some river flooding. In the Sierra, it's a winter storm warning. Again, all of this gets started during the day for tomorrow. You can see the timeline. We start the day off for the most part on a dry note, but then during the day, we'll start to see bands of rain coming in, getting heavier at times throughout the course of the day, and snow for the Sierra. But that snow level is going to be fluctuating. And Alex, that's going to be a key factor in how much flooding we'll see and some of the impacts down in the valley and parts of the Bay Area as well.
Thanks, Monica. And you can find the latest information on weather conditions, road and school closures on our free ABC 10 app. You can also upload your weather photos and videos so that we can see what's happening right in your community. And with this new storm comes flooding preparations. One area that is all too familiar with floods is Wilton. So Wilton is just south of Sacramento County, just to the east of Elk Grove, and people in charge of protecting that area, they have been really hard at work today, and they're hoping what happened in Wilton on New Year's does not happen again, because people died in floodwaters around Highway 99. The area's levees were breached and people were ordered to leave their homes. And the town's volunteer fire department had to save more than a dozen people from their cars. Now, Reclamation District 800 has been working very hard to repair the levees since the last storm, but before they can even catch their breath, they're preparing for the possibility of a similar situation. So I went down there to see what's going on.
This is all damage from the big break.
All right, Leland, so we were out here with you last time. Obviously, things look a lot different. You guys were able to get some work done, and I know that you guys have really had to work with multiple agencies and departments to get this work done. What have you guys been able to accomplish since the last storm?
So all this work here, obviously you saw it was broken in January. We've got this all put back. We're getting some help from DWR just on a flood fighting basis now. We're engaged with the Army Corps of Engineers. They want to come and meet with us for any future stuff that's going to go on.
And the work that you guys are doing right now since the last storm, on a scale of 1 to 10, how far have you guys gotten, and are you confident in the work that you guys have done to prepare for this next storm that's coming right around the corner?
Yeah, so I mean, everything that we've done is emergency temporary repairs. We're very confident. I mean, I don't know if I could put a number on it, but as you see, like the riprap here, this protects all the new dirt. And where they're working further down right now is we had some sloughing happen in the last couple weeks from the river just running low and undercutting, and it's sloughed down the levee. So they're putting riprap on it right now for future protection, which they've ramped up since our new storm's coming in here. We went from, about a 6-man crew that we've got 3 different 6-man crews now, and we've doubled our truck production because there's 3 different spots like this on the river that we want to protect before, say, tomorrow.
So we're here at Lee School Crossing. Talk to me about why the work here is so important, not just to the farmers in the area, but also the local roads.
Yeah, so this is where the river overtopped January 1st, and this is where the water got onto Dillard Road and on Green Road downstream. This right here will shut down Dillard Road if we didn't have a levee here, and Green Road, and all the houses on Green Road. In between the storms, we've been working on this. That's the new rock you see here, the dirt you see up on top, trying to get to at least 12 feet level protection at Michigan Bar, because we do not want to see Dillard Road shut down or Green Road shut down.
Ahead of this storm, because right now the next 24 hours is obviously vital for the work that you guys are doing, what are your 2 major concerns going into this storm?
My biggest concern is the unpredictability of this storm. When the storm's coming in, how high it's going to be. Because they're talking snow levels. If we get rain to 6,000 feet, how much snow is going to be melted that's unpredictable to come down this river? That's a huge concern for our district. The second one is that people in the area are aware of what's going to happen down here. When the water gets to 13.8 at Michigan Bar, it goes places down here that it probably shouldn't go, and we have saturated levees from over 20 inches of rain. We don't know what's going to happen down here, and people need to be aware in the Wilton area that these evacuation orders aren't a joke. It's an effort with all the players, the fire departments and the rec district and everybody, to do the safest thing that we can for the people in the community.
And we reached out to Sac County for some safety tips during the storms. You can stay up to date with important storm info and updates at sacramentoready.org or sacramentoalert.org. Also, keep an emergency kit with things like extra clothes, hygiene products, your phone chargers, water, of course, very important. You can also call 211 for emergency shelter services and find sandbag locations at stormready.org. We've got all the information that you need at abc10.com/tothepoint. After the break, we're getting a first-hand look at the new trailers for unhoused folks out at Miller Park, but they are definitely not a one-size-fits-all solution. There's an urgent need to get our unhoused neighbors off the streets as another round of wet weather is coming our way. And right now, the first set of families are moving into the trailers at the Miller Park safe site near the Sacramento River. It was once an encampment of tents, but has been transformed into a community of trailers. But this solution is only temporary. Our Devin Truby got a firsthand look.
That would mean everything to us, It's cold out here, it's wet out here, and resources are just slim.
Charles Williams moved his entire life to this small strip of gravel in front of Miller Park in Sacramento in hopes that he and his husband can move into one of the trailers.
Honestly, living on the street is just not key. We're used to a roof over our head, and it was just unfortunate that we lost our home right before the no eviction clause for COVID.
These 17 trailers will eventually offer a home to 51 people. Inside, a queen-size bed that can sleep up to 3 people in a family. A sink, stove, microwave, and TV won't be functional.
A vast improvement to what we've had at Miller Park in the past. Previously, we have had vehicles where people have already been residing going into this area, as well as the safe camping area with the tents where we had so many issues in the inclement weather. So with this, we're really excited that this is something that's going to be much safer.
The trailers are a result of the partnership between the city and county of Sacramento, but up until a few weeks ago, the Miller Park Safe Ground site was filled with around 80 tents, several bathrooms, and even electricity. The site was deemed unsafe during the January storms and was ultimately shut down.
It's a battle between quality and quantity at this point. It seems like tents give you quantity, this gives you quality. So how do you address that?
Yeah, well, the reason we address, or not the reason, but the way that we address it is that this is short term. We're going to have this here for a maximum of 60 days, going to create as much of an impact as we can with the space that we have, and we're chewing gum at the same time. We're working on this site to provide services to up to 200 people in an area where it's able to have all of the comprehensive services we really want to have.
Services that help the unhoused find permanent housing and care. But not everyone is happy. Garth, who recently returned to Miller Park, says this new resource wasn't created with him in mind.
If their single meals get kind of like cut out of the mix big time, You know, the females, they're always in, families are always in, couples mostly. If you're single male, you're kind of asked out on a lot of stuff.
And the city is working to find a site where they can hook these trailers up to water and power sources. The county is also offering weekly mental health and rehabilitation services. A neighborhood had been without a mailbox for months after thieves broke it. That's until we got involved. It's after the break. Neighbors are fed up and frustrated, or they were, after thieves busted into their cluster mailbox and stole all of the mail. Then the local post office let it sit for 4 months. And it wasn't until To The Point reached out to the U.S. Postal Service that something got done. Becca Hobegger shows us what neighbors have been dealing with.
If you can look right here, you'll see the box is absolutely broken. We don't know what happened or how it happened. However, they haven't fixed it. When I'm at the post office, I talk to them about it. They don't have any answers for us.
Cynthia Johnson and Jenny Cheatham,
this is ongoing,
are among the neighbors here in South Sacramento's Valley High community whose cluster mailbox was broken into back in November.
It's been 4 months. That's absolutely unacceptable. There's no reason that it should take this long.
So how have they been getting their mail?
we go to the post office every couple of days to check our mail. It's an inconvenience.
So for the affected neighbors here, going to get their mail requires a nearly 5-mile round trip several times a week. With traffic, that was about a 9-minute drive for me. Imagine that 2 ways, plus about 30 minutes in line, 2 to 3 to 4 times a week.
That's a lot of time out of our day. We're, busy families, working women. We shouldn't have to deal with this.
Right after speaking with these homeowners,
See, it won't even open no more.
Yeah.
Before
I reached out to the U.S. Postal Service to ask why it's taking so long. They said they'd get answers for us. In the meantime, they said in terms of broken cluster mailboxes, this neighborhood isn't alone.
We've seen probably every possible kind of attack on cluster mailboxes that you can think of. From prying them open, to counterfeiting the keys, to ripping them off their bases with chains, dragging them away. Our engineers in the Postal Service and the Inspection Service are constantly working on ways to improve the security of cluster mailboxes.
Matthew Norfleet is a U.S. Postal Inspector.
Postal inspectors are the federal agents who are associated with the Postal Service.
He says if you see a mail theft in progress, call 911, but afterward, call his office.
877-876-2455. You can go online at USPIS for United States Postal Inspection Service.gov. That information is most useful when it's fresh. When those mail thieves are out there stealing mail, they're not there long. We want to catch them.
He says mail theft isn't necessarily on the rise, but thieves do move around, so certain neighborhoods might just be seeing it for the first time.
The postmaster, whoever is watching this, help us in the Valley High area. Get someone to fix our mailboxes. That's the least we deserve here in our community.
These women say they hope they never see this again.
And we have some good news. Becca's here to bring us the good news.
Yes, I reached out to the U.S. Postal Service yesterday for answers. Today, they fixed the mailbox.
We love it.
Yeah.
We love that. That's the response we want. But I do want to ask, why did it take 4 months?
Yeah, that is still a question these neighbors have, too. A spokesperson for the U.S. Postal Service tells me it was a matter of miscommunication. She says the manager at the local post office sent the order in for repair, but, quote, somehow it was never received, due in part to a change in management at that office. Now, she says the USPS apologizes for the delay. The neighbors, by the way, are just thrilled to have their mailbox fixed. Cynthia even sent me this video today.
And just like that, they have fixed our mailboxes. Look at that. That's all it took. Thank you, Channel 10 News.
Thank you, Cynthia, for telling your story. They're glad to have their mailbox fixed. Of course, they wish it hadn't taken the post office for months. One said the post office manager personally delivered her mail this morning and left his number in case there are any future problems with the mailbox. So that was encouraging to them. But, one neighbor, she texted me actually. She said, thank you for using your platform to see us, hear us, and help us in our community. And that's not to toot our horn or anything. It's just to acknowledge that we do have a platform here and a responsibility to use it wisely. And on days like this, when we can see the results of using it to help people and shed light on issues, well, I'm just grateful we had the opportunity.
I could not have said it any better myself. When we say, reach out to us, we really do want to hear what's going on in your community, in your neighborhood. You can always reach out to us.
That's right. Yeah. And we want to thank the neighbors for sharing their stories with us. Ultimately, the neighbors who spoke up are the ones who got the ball rolling on this.
Oh, yeah.
And got themselves the answers. We just kind of were a stone along the path, right?
Exactly. All right, Becca, thank you. Thanks for sharing the good news, too. All right, and by the way, you can always keep up with this story and all the other stories that we're working on. It's really easy. You can join our To The Point text group. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen right now using the camera app on your smartphone. It'll write up a quick text for you. All you have to do is just hit send, and we'll keep you in the loop. And as always, you can share story ideas with us. We love to hear from you. All right, this was a view along I-80 near Truckee today. Snow kept falling this morning. And of course, more is on the way tomorrow. But as we've been saying, this is the time. The snow is coming with rain. This could cause roof collapsing and also cause flooding. But check this out. The views in the snow are also very pretty, like this picture right here. This is Lake Tahoe. The sand buried under inches of snow. But breathtaking, right, Monica? Beautiful.
It is sure pretty, yeah, but dangerous conditions are brewing, as you mentioned, Alex. And here's the weather system that's going to be bringing it right now, picking up steam in the Pacific. Look at how close to Hawaii it is. That's what's feeding that system with warm moisture. The cold storm, it is departing, although we did get snow this morning. You can see this is what it was looking like up at Truckee. But look at the piles of snow up on the rooftops there, and you can barely see out of the window because the snow is piled up so high and drifting as well. So we've been talking about a couple of things that are causing particular danger with the way that these weather systems have been shaping up. First of all, we have a lot of snow that has piled up on rooftops. So we've got snow loading. This is going to be more of a concern for the lower elevations because we're going to get rain on top of that snow, and that's going to be adding weight. We could see additional roof collapses, and also some of those snow packs could be coming down, not only taking out power lines and causing additional power outages, but also clogging drains and all sorts of other weather hazards that will be taking place. Now, the snow piles could be falling off those trees because of the gusty winds. Those will pick up tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. Wind gusts up to about 40 to 50 miles per hour in parts of the valley. We could see wind gusts up to 80 mile plus in the Sierra. Now, the winds will be backing off as we head into our Friday, so that's the good news there. But what's going to happen is we're going to continue to see the rain. In fact, excessive rainfall now in the moderate risk for much of the valley and even into parts of the foothills because our snow level, well, that's going to go up to about 7,000 to almost 8,000 feet Thursday into Friday. It'll eventually come down Saturday into Sunday, so we're still looking at plenty of weather hazards in the Sierra. Here's the timeline. Tomorrow morning, we start to see this rain moving onshore, but the snow line goes up after that into our Friday, putting a lot of pressure on lower tributaries to handle all that water. Now, we just got word from the Bureau of Reclamation. They will be releasing water from Folsom, increasing the water release starting tomorrow. Major impacts in this year: 60 to 80 inches of snow heading our way, and about 2 to 3 inches in the valley, 5 to 7.5 inches of rain for the foothills. Highs tomorrow in the 30s for the Sierra, 40s and 50s down low. We'll take that all the way through the coast and into the valley, with our 5-day forecast really showing how things are going to change in the mountains and foothills. The foothills, it will be rain instead of snow. 10-day forecast, we've got the rain and thunderstorms continuing into the weekend outlook. More rain next week.
All right, thank you, Monica. Before we go to break, I just want to mention one more time, you can find the latest information on weather conditions, road and school closures on our free ABC 10 app. You can also upload your weather photos and videos so we can see exactly what's happening in your neighborhood. We'll be right back after this. All right, before we go here, I have to mention today is International Women's Day, a part of March being Women's History Month. And yesterday we highlighted Jacqueline Carson. She's just one of 3 women in Caltrans District 3 who keep all of our roads clear of snow during these storms. And our viewers weighed in. I want to keep the love coming. So take a look at what one viewer wrote in and said, I am so grateful for Caltrans and the snowplow drivers that keep our roads drivable and safe. We had another viewer who said, you go, girl. Proud of you. My sister is an underground construction electrician. Love all these positive comments. All right, let me know who you want to recognize on this International Women's Day. You can send me a text at 916-321-3310, or you can just shoot us an email at tothepoint@abc10.com. And also remember, the storm is coming. Get prepared now. We'll have everything that you need to know coming up at late news tonight at 11. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Alex. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really love hearing from everyone, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook at AlexBellTV, or you can email me at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send me a text message at 916-321-3310.